Arsenal won, Brentford won. The big question for Arsenal fans, is it time to panic right about now? Have Arsenal given away the title race? The answer for me is no. Yes, everyone is talking about it on social media. Arsenal bottling the title race. Arsenal, the biggest bottlers in history. But calm down. Let's calm down. Last campaign, when Manchester City were winning the Premier League title on Liverpool on deadline day, they collected 93 points. But just listen to this. Manchester City had 3 losses in that campaign and 6 draws. This campaign, Arsenal only have 2 losses and 3 draws. So Arsenal still have a lot of chance to make room for the mistakes they've made, and there is a lot of room to make more mistakes. We can draw more games, we can lose more games, as long as we don't bottle the title race. Now we're going to be diving into the game. I've already done a video live stream on Costa Arsenal podcast. If you love to check it out, please do. But if you love content on the 90 More podcast, then definitely this is the video for you. So first and foremost, I think Arsenal need a bit of a refresh. Mikel Arteta will be looking into that team, and he will see it. He will definitely see it. Benjamin White not performing well. Gabriel Martinelli not performing well. Xhaka not performing well. There's so many players in that team that are kind of ghosting. There's so many players in that team that are not bringing out the real performances we've seen from Arsenal in the past 20 games, in the past, in the past, period of time that they've been playing and the level they've been playing at. And actually, if you look at the Arsenal's last 3 games, they've lost 2. 1 against Manchester City, 1 against Everton, and 1 against Brentford. But this is why I'm saying it is not time to panic. This is why I'm saying Arsenal have not actually given away any title race. The Brentford game, who has not lost to Brentford this campaign? I mean, yes, Arsenal are the best team in the league, and they should be showing the example, and they should be doing better than that. But Arsenal actually really played well in this game. I think there's so many positives that Arsenal fans and Mikel Arteta and the team, Arsenal as a team, will actually be taken away, rather than the one negative, which is dropping points. I think Zinchenko played well. I think Arsenal governed the ball right. The passing accuracy was nice. 23 shots on goal, 7 on target. There were so many positives, and if you do those similar things on in each and every game left for you in the Premier League, Arsenal win the title. I think if you play like that against Brentford, you win. You play like that against Leicester City, you win. You play like that against Aston Villa, you win. You play like that against West Ham, you win. There's so many teams that are not going to put in a masterclass, a defensive masterclass that Brentford has actually put in, and that is to be honest, right? So I think there should be a refresh. Mikel needs to look at the refresh. Yes, they played very well. Arsenal really looked very well, very good. But there must be a refresh in terms of the starting bodies. It doesn't hurt for Fabio Vieira to finish the season ahead of Granit Xhaka. It doesn't hurt for Leandro Trossard to start ahead of Gabriel Martinelli. And it doesn't hurt for Tomiyasu, who is brilliant actually, to be starting ahead of Ben White. No one is going to criticize him as long as he's winning games, all right? The other refresh that Mikel Arteta needs to do is concerning the tactics. They have been found out. The tactics have actually been found out. Arsenal do not operate well with Saka and Martinelli curtailed. And that is what teams are doing. That is what Sean Dyche did. 2 players on Saka, 2 players on Gabriel Martinelli. That is what Brentford have done today, and they were absolutely brilliant. So literally, the way Arsenal operate is very easy. Our midfield is more of a cooking area, right? And the byproducts and all these glamorous products that come from the midfield's cooking through Saka and Gabriel Martinelli. They are the channels to feeding our goal, to feeding us in terms of getting goals. So what teams have actually discovered is you can leave the ball for Martin Odegaard, you can leave the ball to Thomas Partey, you can leave the ball to Xhaka, but close down on Martinelli and close down on Bukayo Saka. And that is why Arsenal maybe should have gotten a striker. Maybe we should have gotten a striker in January, because the whole advantage of having a striker like Ivan Toney, like you saw today, or some kind of guy, Kolo Muani or Marcus Thuram, is if the goals are not coming from the wider areas, you can have your talisman. You can have your striker get you 2-3 goals in a game, right? I love it with Barcelona how they do it. Dembele and Rafinha, they're flying. They're absolutely doing very, very well. But when you close them off, they have that deadly weapon in Robert Lewandowski. Eddie Nketiah, now this is the second game. Eddie is not getting any service, right? And the service that he's been thriving on is coming from Gabriel Martinelli and Bukayo Saka. And we saw the only one time the Arsenal ran in behind that Brentford defense, they got a goal. They scored. Right? So, I mean, masterclass from Thomas Frank. Still, very, very big masterclass from Thomas Frank. You've got to respect that guy. I don't know how he does it. I just don't know. I just don't know how he does it. But he does it so brilliantly. So brilliantly. They've gone 10 games unbeaten. So, I think wrong game for Arsenal. In my opinion. But we've seen so many positives, and if we can start from there, capitalize on those ones, it's going to be okay. It's going to be all right. Now, where do Arsenal go from here? This is the reality. Arsenal are not going to play any easier games after Brentford. And I'm going to say that again. This is it. Arsenal are not going to play any easier games after the 3-2 win against Manchester United at the Emirates. We are not going to play any easier games. You saw how hard Everton was. You saw how hard this Brentford game has been. The next game is Manchester City. Then after that, I think we take on Leicester. Do we? Take on Leicester. Leicester absolutely flying. They have put 4 past Tottenham Hotspur. 4 past Tottenham Hotspur. Okay, so Arsenal are not going to play any easy games. The likes of Bournemouth are actually doing very well. Those are clubs that are actually fighting to stay up in the league. So they will do whatever it takes. They will do whatever it needs to be done to get a point, especially in games like Arsenal, Man City, Liverpool, and those other games. When we play Chelsea, they'll be looking to bounce back. When we play Liverpool, they'll be looking to bounce back as well. Okay, so all the frailties, all the weak moments, all the weaklings that Arsenal have, we've got to find ways of winning games when we don't play well. We need to find ways of getting 3 points when we don't play well, because games where we do not play well are coming. When Manchester City go on a 15-game run, winning, or on an 18-win run, doesn't mean they're playing very well every game. It doesn't mean they're scoring 4-5 every game. Yes, there are moments when they score 5 goals in 5 matches in the last 10. That happens. But what about the other 5? They're winning by a goal to nil. They're winning 2-1. They're winning in the 90s, right? We need to see that spirit with Arsenal. But for me, Arsenal still title winners this campaign. We will win it, but this just changes the way. And look, the way in which we are gonna win it is going to change. Why I believe Arsenal will win the title is this: it ends in May. We are in February. March, April, May. We have 4 months to go, 3 full months to go, right? But when we play, we don't have so many games in March. The bigger number of games will come in April, and I think maybe May, okay? That is when Manchester City will be preoccupied with the thoughts of the UEFA Champions League. That is when all these other teams will actually be, preoccupied with European business. And if we want to win it, it is between April, and May. We can't afford to actually slip. But I thought Arsenal are really not looking good. Arsenal are not really looking good. But I mean, give me your thoughts in the comment section. Let me see what you people are thinking. Yeah, we were better than Chelsea today. We're better than Spurs still, but it is lacking. Something is actually not adding up, and we need to work on that very quickly. I'll see you in the next one.